Alexis Carey.
And I'm Matthew Sudsbury.
And this is the Blender 2.0.
On Friday, April 13th, France and Britain joined the United States forces in launching an airstrike against Syrian research facilities. According to President Donald Trump, the airstrike was in response to Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's suspected chemical attacks near Damascus, which killed more than 40 people. The strikes pulled in the United States even deeper into the Syrian civil war. United States civilians are frightened that the Syrians will soon retaliate. So, what are your opinions on this Syrian stuff?
Yeah, this is rough
whole political
because
matter
I live under a rock when it comes to finding out things until like 3 days later when they happen. But I understand why we're doing it, but at the same time, I'm a pacifist, so it's kind of like,
So how would you deal with this then?
I have a hard time with just kind of bombing a country because there's some bad people in it, you know?
Okay, but I'm asking, how would you deal with this?
How would I deal with it? It's hard because it's the whole government that's messing everything up.
Yeah, the government
it's the whole
is
government,
literally
not the people.
gassing its civilians.
So, but the thing is, though, is that they weren't specifically targeting government officials. They just kind of went and bloop, bloop, didn't they?
No, they were. Are you talking about the?
Yeah,
US?
when we actually like.
No, we were going against like known like Syrian government.
Okay.
Like, military
See, this is
such.
me not knowing a whole
And
lot,
research
but like,
facilities.
yeah. But the thing is like, this is such a hard topic for me because it's like. I understand why we did, and I know that it's going to make a statement, but at the same time, it can launch so many other things that are even worse. But I mean, I also commend the Trump administration for being like, okay, we're going to finally stick up for to these people. Yeah, because UN peacekeeping doesn't work. Like if you look at Rwanda, and we literally just were like, hey, we can't do anything, so we're just going to watch people get macheted in the streets. As unfortunate as I was, peacekeeping really doesn't work. So I think that force kind of is the only way to really send a message, and the United States and France and Britain being, like big boys, and especially having, Security Council seats, they're pretty much sending like a, hey, if you mess with one of us, you're getting like all of the Western world coming at you. I don't think that it's something that we should really be frightened of, though, because we have so many allies that are like right here. But then again, you have like their allies, but at the same time, it's kind of like, but we're bigger, so it's
but they have Russia and China.
Yeah, but they have Russia and China, which is like China's like the best ground troops on the planet, and Russia is Russia. So it's really up in the air. I think it's one of those things that happened, and we're just gonna kind of hang on and see what happens from here on out.
I don't think that we have any like reason to worry, because again, we're just common Midwestern people.
Yeah.
Like, we don't really matter. But yeah, anyway, speaking of things that matter.
So we'll move on. Spring Splash is upon us, this yearly tradition for Whitewater students to celebrate the near end of the spring semester and to finally enjoy some warm weather is this weekend. Spring Splash is an all-day event here in Whitewater, and students traditionally host parties, go to the bars, and just enjoy the weather outside with a few special beverages. This current weather may be preventing us from enjoying it fully, though. So, what are your opinions on student holidays such as Spring Splash itself?
I think it's really good. I think it's good because I think it brings like the community closer in a really weird way, because again, we're not alone on campus. There's a town of people, and the town's economy will thrive due to this. People are outside, people are like witnessing things, the police are kind of out, which is good. I know, just to speak as student holidays as a whole, somewhere in Michigan has this thing where during finals, they all scream out their window at midnight. Which is really awesome, and I think that's another thing that like bonds people together, because you're all just venting.
The traditions that come, that come with it, and I think that it creates a certain atmosphere where everybody's proud. Here specifically, we're all proud to be a Warhawk, but this also comes with some issues. This week is I don't know how the heck you pronounce it, the sesquicentennial
150.
Yeah, we'll call it the 150-year anniversary of the university. So there's going to be people on campus that are rather important people while all of these shenanigans are going on. So what kind of problems do you think that this could cause potentially?
I think that makes it more fun. I think that makes it more of like a challenge to have like darties and stuff, and I think that makes it way better than to just be like, oh, there's donors, can't have fun. Like it's like, oh, we might get in trouble. Like let's go harder.
You're like that's
Personal take.
They're being really careful though this year because I live in an apartment off campus and they
Did you get the notice?
Notices and 2 different lists of fines that you can receive for doing different types of party activities.
I know all of the dorms on campus are closed.
Yep, all of them
you can
closed.
only go through one door and you have to check your ID. Like that whole thing,
Yep.
like they're doing rounds and like even if you're in, my RA told me, it's like, hey, even if like I see you in the hall going to the bathroom, you have to show me your ID.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, they've been cracking
it.
down these last couple years because of the pulled out sponsors, because of all the stuff that's happened in the past.
Yes.
But I think as a whole, these type of celebrations are, I would say, positive for the student body, but there can be community issues because not a lot of students agree, you know, hey, this is both our territory and the families that actually live here's territory, so then that can end up causing issues. But that's with any
kids,
Thursday through Saturday night here. So
go out to Franklin because that's no man's land and no one will go out there to get you. Just remember that. But yeah.
And he just ruined it for all of you.
This goes up next week, right? So this goes up after Spring Splash happens, so we'll be okay.
Yeah.
So my advice will bounce, hopefully.
All right, do you want to go ahead and move on?
I will go ahead and move on. So, you know, after a spring holiday, oh no. Okay. Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and go to a commercial break. See you in a few.
The University Center at UW-Whitewater is here to enhance the campus experience. Today, we're going to find out how the UC gets you connected.
The UC gets me connected by providing a great place for me to study.
UC really gets me connected through the different offerings it has between the Warhawk Connection Center, so Impact, SAO.
The UC gets me connected by giving me a great place to socialize with friends.
UC gets me connected by meeting new people, playing pool, bowling.
The UC gets me connected by providing us with charging stations for our phones.
The UC gets me connected thanks to all the wonderful food selections.
Gets me connected to my next meal.
I come to the UC to meet with Spanish Club.
I come to the UC because it's a great place to study.
I come to the UC to get some homework done. My fraternity is always sitting here and they help me and support me to make sure my grades are as high as they can be.
I come to the UC to meet with student orgs. Remember, Warhawks, UC is here to get you connected.
Video One Media Services provides accomplished students the opportunity to enhance their college experience by working with real-world clients. In addition, we provide clients local and affordable video options to better enhance their media needs. For more information on how Video One Media Services can help you with your next media project, email or call our office at 262-472-5659.
Welcome to Jitters Coffee Lounge. Located on the first floor of the Wells Complex, Jitters is a student-ran, volunteer-based coffee lounge, open nightly from 8 p.m. to midnight. Jitters Coffee Lounge is home to classic hot and frozen drinks, with our favorite, the Oreogasm. Jitters offers live music, karaoke, and comedy events featuring both local and guest talents. For more information, visit our website at uwwjitters.org. Jitters Coffee Lounge. We'll keep you up all night.
Are you bored on campus? Then come down to Warhawk Alley in the University Center. We have everything you need to take a break from your studies and have a great time. So come blow off some steam with our air hockey, darts, foosball, video games, 8 top-of-the-line Brunswick pool tables, and our 10-lane bowling alley. We have nightly specials, blacklight bowling, tournaments, and tons of chances to win prizes. For more information or to set up a reservation, call Warhawk Alley at 262-472-5681.
Starbucks is under fire for a suspected racially charged incident that occurred at one of their locations. 2 African-American men, Dante Robinson and Rashawn Nelson, entered a Philadelphia Starbucks for a business meeting on April 12th. Mr. Nelson asked to use the restroom and was told by the manager that it was only for paying customers. The manager asked the 2 men if they were going to buy anything, and when they said no, the manager asked for the men to leave. Mr. Robinson says that the cops were notified and that him and Mr. Nelson were handcuffed without their rights being read to them or a reason for their arrest. So, what are your opinions on this? I just want to throw some quick things out there because I like to be the bad guy of this show. Okay. I wear it with a badge of honor. I know, due to law class and all that, you technically don't have to be read your rights. Like, when they handcuff you, you can just see a little sheet of paper that says your rights, and they just say like, do you see it, you agree? They don't have to give you your rights even like until you're at the station. So I know that that's the thing, I just want to comment on that. And technically, the business owners do have a right to kick people out if they're not paying for anything. I know everybody goes to Starbucks to like work on their screenplays and feel important, but if you're not buying anything, you're wasting space. And you should get the boot. I do think that this is a bigger issue than it seems because of race and all that. But I think that if you look at this logically, like if you take out the race equation.
But the thing is though, is did they incite any conflict?
No, but I'm saying if you
so
look at this.
So why do they have to have the cops called on them? You know?
Because of their race.
Yeah.
If you want to be blunt, that's why. And that's why probably this is getting as much traction as it is. And it's a very bad situation. And I know that Starbucks is closing, I think it's like 8,000 locations, and they're having training and all that kind of stuff due to this. I think it's someday next week, I want to say. This week or next week.
Wow.
But yeah, they're closing 8,000 locations so they can have like a formal training day for these kind of incidents because of this. So good is coming out of this as well.
Okay, yeah, so I guess that there's positive that comes out of it, but at the same time, it's like, you know, we're still in this climate where everything is racially charged, and we're coming off of, because it's kind of dissipating now, like the Black Lives Matter movement is kind of drifting off into the distance.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything from it in a really long time. I think that this definitely could have been handled better because there was really no violence or anything.
So the cops were a little extreme. I understand, like, hey, can you please leave? That's what I would have done. Like, hey guys, you're wasting space. Please leave.
Like if
you don't have to call the cops, but it's like, hey,
because I've had the restroom thing happen to me many times. Yeah. Where, like, you know, if you're not going to buy anything, I can't let you use the restroom. So like I'll buy like a pack of gum or something so I can use the restroom. But like, I don't know. I just think that people like to create more tension in things than they need to, and it's a fear thing, and I don't understand
We live in the most peaceful time in all of history, which people tend to forget. Like, even more so like our...
Because we don't have anything going on.
We don't have any world wars. Like, our grandparents, in theory, were literally fighting in world wars. We have nothing. Like, there's...
We just have a lot of, like, social and political wars happening.
Exactly, and that's a lot of ripple effects of, like, a lot of the wars that happen. But even looking forward, like, things get better and better every single year. And a lot of times, like, I know if it bleeds, it leads, but a lot of this is going away, like, as time goes on.
I definitely have noticed in the past few months that there have been a lot of, like, lesser amounts of these racially charged stories.
And it's good. Like, I feel like we're moving in the right direction.
Yep, I feel like a lot of these different protests that are happening, a lot of these different movements that are happening are actually finally starting to make ripples in where they want to, because, you know, you have the Me Too movement, and then all of these people that are being, you know, caught with these sexual assault, like stuff they're getting rid of, and people are actually starting to listen now. So it's for the first time in a very long time that people are actually starting to listen to the masses, and I definitely think that that's something interesting.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yep. So I definitely think that we should go ahead and move on to a different story.
For sure.
All right, experiencing airplane engine brakes mid-flight has got to be one of the most frightening experiences for passengers on Southwest Flights 1380. It was reality, though. The plane was 32,500 feet in the air when the fan blade broke, causing the engine to break and a window to shatter. A passenger was sucked into the hole of the window as fellow passengers struggled to keep her in the plane. Jennifer Riordan of Albuquerque, New Mexico, later died at the hospital due to blunt impact trauma to the head, neck, and torso. Captain Tammy Jo Schultz and First Officer Darren Elizor are to credit for the emergency landing of the flight, but they continue to shrug off the praise as they were quoted, "We were just doing our jobs." So Matt, how scary is an event like this?
While you were reading, I actually haven't heard this story, and I visibly cringed while I was reading this.
Yeah, I got
just
a really
hearing
bad image.
The getting sucked into a hole and like it being so violent that she died due to like blunt force trauma.
Yeah.
That's horrifying, truly horrifying. So that's how scary it is. And then I do like that it says Darren Elser and
you know, they were just
Tammy
doing
Schultz.
their
Yeah, that they're
jobs.
just doing their job. They're not like trying to become anything. They're just, it's literally what they do. And I like that. I think that's good. But oh my, is scary flying enough as is, like getting turbulence and getting white knuckled in your seats and wondering if this is the end. But
people are definitely going to need therapy after seeing that. Like, I can't even imagine like the actual act of, you know, turning your head and seeing the person in the seat next to you being sucked out of the airplane, but like not completely. It almost would be less scary if she got completely sucked out because then you weren't watching everything happen. But that's not
I mean,
good either.
there is a silver lining to this, truly. Travel flights and their prices will go down.
This is true.
So if you guys are looking for a last-minute spring holiday anywhere, check Southwest flights. I guarantee you round trips are going to go down everywhere, especially to New Mexico. But yeah, no, I think it's a little scary, and I think airplanes themselves are just horrifying.
Do you have
giant metal birds.
So you have a fear of?
Oh, for sure.
Have you ever been on a plane?
I have been on a plane. I've been on a plane many times, and I hate it every time. Like I truly just get scared because I'm floating in a metal box.
The amount of things that happen like this are so small compared to the millions of flights that go out every day.
I hate though when people are like, "Oh, you're more likely to die in a car." It's like, yeah, but I drive a car every day. I don't fly in a plane every day.
Yeah, it's just something that you're not physically used to, and hearing stories like this, it's like, oh, I've never been in a plane before, but somebody almost got sucked out.
Yeah, it's
so
like now next time that I'm on a plane, especially Southwest, because that's
not
what I
gonna
fly.
sit by the window.
I'm not gonna sit by the window, and I'm just gonna stare at the windows the whole time and just be ready to go.
Oh my god.
But
yeah, so these types of traumas are very hard to come back from, and I think that's the end of that one, because, yeah. So we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Sometimes my mother pulls me away before my father even says a word.
Media activism may see lower commitment levels. It has global and instantaneous reach.
The message that we can get from this roll of duct tape is that utility really is everything.
Peace, education, activism through creative engagement. Peace is a nonpartisan organization that promotes peaceful resolutions to university and worldwide conflicts. We raise awareness on issues regarding environmental rights, social equality, and political justice. Every month, we show a documentary in the Summers Auditorium. You can learn and have fun doing it. Peace. Be the change you see in the world.
Step into a place that's alive with creativity. At the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, our students have a passion for art, graphic design, music, dance, and theater. We're here to help you discover your artistic potential. From classic techniques to modern innovations, UW-Whitewater is an outstanding place to learn your craft and prepare for your career. So bring your talents and imagination. Come be part of the Warhawk family.
Here at UW-Whitewater Intramural Sports, we have a motto: a sport for everyone and everyone in a sport.
Come on!
Stepped it anyways. Oh, she got that off, and they're gonna count it.
Had a blast. Always have fun at intramurals.
Every day we strive to go above and beyond that goal by providing healthy exercise, promoting leisure education, and giving students that competitive atmosphere they are looking for.
Yes! Yes!
It's exciting. Brings me back to those high school days with Friday Night Lights.
With our 25 different intramural sports offered, we guarantee that we have a sport for you. Go to our website and find your sport today.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un says that he is open to the idea of completely denuclearizing the Korean peninsula without any conditions. This is huge, as this is the first step in North Korea and South Korea potentially signing a peace treaty to end the 68-year war between the countries. So, how much of this should we credit to President Trump, and does this balance out his ignorance earlier from the term? Personally, I don't think this has anything to do with Trump, because this is literally two countries that are independent doing their own thing and like coming together.
Yeah,
but that's my stance.
He also, I guess, met with Kim Jong-un.
He did.
And I've watched all of the videos of him trying to hide it, and it didn't work because he got too excited and then ended up tweeting about it. I don't know if it has a lot to do with, well, it kind of does have a lot to do with Trump.
Because there's some outside influence, like coming in, like, hey.
Yeah, there's outside, there's time, there's. This is such a complex area of our political climate with Kim Jong-un, because we have such differing ways of running the countries,
Yeah.
and that I would have to say that it has a lot to do with Trump in a sense, but a lot not to do with Trump in a sense.
Can you elaborate on that?
Because my words are failing me today.
Yes.
But because he has done a lot of push to open up lines of communication with them, and he is like the first person to actually, you know, speak with Kim Jong-un.
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah. But on a political level.
Dennis Rodman.
But I definitely don't think that this balances out his ignorance from earlier in the term.
Oh, for sure.
At all.
The whole bigger button thing that we talked about, like.
Yeah, I think that this happening is great, but I do not think that it dismisses any of the charges of anything he has done in the past.
Yeah.
Just for the very simple fact that he is very quick to open his mouth and say things before thinking about them.
But you know that if this goes well and like they agree to denuclearize and they become Korea, he's going to take all the credit.
Oh, 100%. He's 100% going to take all the credit.
Yeah.
But that's at that point where, you know what? Whatever. Because if he takes the credit, what's the bad that's gonna happen to us? You know, nothing.
Yeah, nobody
it's
cares.
just
People
kind of
like, oh, Trump being Trump.
No,
look at that
right,
guy.
exactly. Cheeto being the Cheeto, so don't worry about it. But yeah, this is actually a very good move for both of our nations anyway. And taking any sort of dangerous thing away from Kim Jong-un is always a great idea.
I agree.
So
I mean, one of my favorite movies to come out recently is The Interview, and I think that when they become together, because I think it's going to happen. I think when they become Korea, and then North
Kim
Koreans
Jong-un likes Katy Perry?
Are going to watch it, I think they're going to be like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And then he's going to come out on the tank, and he's going to sing Firework, and it'll be great.
That'll be great. It'll be like the world's first actual impromptu breakout into musical, like on a tank.
Yeah.
But that's just like the protagonist view of things. All right, so we're going to move on.
Keep the faith.
Beyonce recently performed at Coachella, and social media went ablaze about it. Popularity referred to it as the Baychella, actually. Beyonce proceeded to make history as the first African-American woman of color to headline the music festival itself. With a surprise performance from Destiny's Child, Beyonce set a new standard for the festival. Many are comparing her entertainment skills to that of the late and great Michael Jackson. So, are the music artists becoming bigger than the festivals themselves?
Okay, a couple things. One, I've never understood the infatuation with Beyonce. I understand.
Tread lightly, Matthew.
I'm not going to. I understand that she's gorgeous. I understand that she's extremely talented. But people literally worship her like a god. Like, it's kind of scary. I don't understand. She's got like 4 hit singles and
4?
Yeah. Mainstream audiences would know Formation. They would know Single Ladies. They would know. What are some other hits off of Lemonade? They know Drunken Love because of the Jay-Z feature, and I'd say those 3 actually. I'd say those are the 3 main things people would know.
Right,
Lemonade was great, and Lemonade was a very beautiful conceptual album, especially dealing with the things in her life and going on with her husband. I think that it was beautiful, and I think it was a great album. But I don't understand it. And to further on to answer the actual question, I don't think so. I think music festivals constantly evolve. Like Lollapalooza was originally like Red Hot Chili Peppers and Jane's Addiction and like these rock grunge bands, and now
it's a mix
the
of
headliners are like The Weeknd, Bruno Mars, Jack White. So it's a mix. And then Coachella is still this very like.
Coachella is like
Coachella.
You make it to Coachella, it's second to the Super Bowl halftime show.
Well,
so,
it's all like the most famous people. So it's no surprise that Beyonce, Walmart yodeling kid, like Post Malone. Like, it's no surprise that these people. I just think that music artists aren't necessarily becoming bigger than music festivals. But
I don't
music
think it's
artists,
fair to compare them.
Yeah,
you know?
They're evolving music festivals and they're changing the titles of music festivals themselves. So
yeah, the music festival themselves would not actually be able to be held without the artists.
Yeah.
But at the same time, a lot of these artists are up and coming and get more off of these music festivals. So I think it's honestly a symbiotic relationship, to go back to biology. But to clap back at your Beyonce,
yes,
I do agree that she is worshipped a bit like a god and is a little bit weird sometimes.
Very
but
weird.
One, she's drop dead gorgeous. That's a Hollywood thing.
I
You can't
agree.
even argue with that.
Said that.
2, even through all of the fame that she's gotten, she's maintained a very level-headed persona about herself. She's very humble about everything that she does. Her and Jay-Z are prime relationship goals.
I wholeheartedly disagree.
What?
He cheated on her extensively, and she's like, you know what? It's cool. What's the response to that one? Exactly. There is no response. You're like, you know what? It's cool. I'm gonna drop an album. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think their marriage is real. I think
Really?
it's like a business move. Like I think they have learned to love each other, but I think it's more of like, hey, we're both like
it's a
the top of our games and we have a ton of money. Let's like get together and like share this wealth.
But like they made a kid too.
You can make a kid for a political move.
Okay, all right. I'm having a hard time pushing back at you on this.
Yeah.
Now. All right, okay. But, dang. He got me.
I did.
He got me.
I did.
All right, on that note,
Well,
I think Matt has shut me down for this week. So we will see you next week on the Blender 2.0. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, everybody.